Welcome back to Sports Meccas, ladies and gentlemen. I am Nick Stokes alongside my host, Cory, and today we have NBA Pick'em. The regular season is about to start this Tuesday, October 17th, with two marquee matchups. As you all may know, there was a marquee trade that happened this offseason involving Kyrie Irving and Isaiah Thomas. They now play for each other's separate teams and will be facing off this Tuesday night. With that said, there will also be a matchup following that game with the Golden State Warriors and the new revamped Houston Rockets that now have made an addition or added Chris Paul to their team. With that said, let's go ahead and decide who will be winning these two games. But we'll start with the Cleveland and Boston matchup. Who do you think will come out with the victory this first game of the season?
Nick, I'm really looking forward to this matchup. It's good. There's going to be a ton of hype, a ton of intrigue. Kyrie Irving coming back to Cleveland for the first time. I get it. Isaiah Thomas is out, but you still have LeBron. You still have Kevin Love. You've got Dwayne Wade. You've got J.R. Smith coming off the bench. I'm going to go with Cleveland in a close one, 102-99.
All right. Personally, I believe Boston will pull it out. I feel as if Kyrie Irving is going to show the world that he can carry a team on the weight of his own shoulders rather than being someone's Robin to another man's Batman. With that said, it's also not even sure or positive that LeBron will be playing this Tuesday, seeing that he has an ankle injury that is has been nagging him throughout the preseason. So it's not positively sure or for certain that LeBron James will be playing this Tuesday. With that said, I believe that Kyrie Irving will show out, especially seeing that Isaiah Thomas won't be starting or playing or contributing in this first game. And then we have Gordon Hayward on the wing and Al Horford. I believe the C's have what it takes to take it to the Cleveland Cavaliers, especially seeing that it'll be the first game of the regular season.
I definitely can see why you feel that way. Kyrie Irving does have a chip on his shoulders, and he should have a chip on his shoulders. Everyone has talked about him since he's entered the NBA, that he can't lead a team to the playoffs. Can he do it? Can he lead them to the finals? So he will have a chip on his shoulders, and I do expect him to show out, but we just disagree on the result.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so let's go ahead and move into the second game for the opening night for the NBA season. Golden State and Houston Rockets. Who do you feel will come out with the victory in that game?
I tell you what, this is a very intriguing matchup. I say Chris Paul has been my favorite point guard since he's entered the NBA. I think he's the best pure point guard in all of basketball. That being said, I'm going to go with the defending champion Golden State Warriors, who have still got a chip on their shoulder, still feel like they have something to prove, still have Draymond Green, the NBA's best motivator, and they will win a close one, 110-108.
Okay. I agree with you as far as who will be victorious in that game, but I would have to disagree with who's the true best pure point guard in the NBA at the moment. I would have to go Michael Conley, to be honest with you. Chris Paul has gotten a little slower. He isn't the same exact playmaker. Of course, as point guards in the league, it's easy to use your vision and make plays for other people. But Michael Conley has been consistent ever since he's come into the league. He can give you a double-double almost any night, as well as make those plays on the defensive end. So with that said, I wouldn't consider Chris Paul to be the number one pure point guard in the NBA anymore.
I could definitely see why you feel that way. Michael Conley has been one of the most underrated players in the NBA for years now.
For years.
This guy is the guy that comes out, like you said, can give you a double-double. He can drop 35 in a night, any given night, and he's the Memphis's true perimeter option, and he's just really the driving force behind that.
Right. He's even said via Twitter that this is the year of 11. So that means you may want to watch out for Michael Conley, especially you Memphis Grizzlies fans who may be tuning in. However, as far as Wednesday, which is the second night of the NBA season, there will be 11 marquee matchups. However, here on Sports Mecca, we're going to focus on 3 of them to choose for our pick-em matchups. The first of those 3 games will be Boston Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks. Which one do you see winning that game?
I'll tell you what, I picked Boston to lose on opening night. I'm going to go with the Celtics to win this one by 8 points because I love Giannis Antetokounmpo. This guy is going to be the best player in the NBA in the next 5 years. But give me Kyrie Irving with a chip on his shoulders. Give me Gordon Hayward with a chip on his shoulders. Give me Al Horford with his smooth post offense. Celtics win it.
You know, I'm definitely going to agree with you as far as Boston having the upper edge. However, I do have to say that Milwaukee has a chance to win this game. They have so much length within just their starting 5, not to even mention their bench. You have Jabari Parker, Chris Middleton, as well as Giannis Antetokounmpo. thon maker. It's so much linked to the point where they may not be able to effectively get to the rim, or maybe even effectively get the ball into the post to set up their Al Horfords or their other bigs that are on their team. With that said, they're definitely going to give them a run for their money, and to watch out for the Milwaukee Bucks this season. It's going to be a very entertaining team to watch.
Oh, very. I definitely agree. This will be an entertaining team. This will be a top 4 seed in the East, in my opinion.
Good prediction.
Now
I'll probably give them 5th, though.
All right, I can see that.
I'll probably give them 5th.
Segue into San Antonio and Minnesota. Who do you got taking this one?
I'm going to go with the Wolfpack. I'm definitely going to go with the revamped Minnesota Timberwolves that now have added Jimmy Butler to their team. They now have 2 scorers on both of the wings after they've traded Ricky Rubio. With that said, they have the scorers, the down close presence to really make a statement in the Western Conference. However, it's all about just gelling the pieces together, as well as Tom Thibodeau revitalizing their locker room in order to make sure that defense is a priority with that roster.
I could definitely see it, and like I said, Kawhi Leonard's going to be out for the season opener. Minnesota takes this win. Like I said, you got Jimmy Butler now, you have Andrew Wiggins, you have Karl Anthony Towns, who's one of my favorite young players. And if you forget, many people forget that last season the Minnesota Timberwolves had 3 players average 20-plus points a game. And so with Tom Thibodeau in that locker room to instill some defensive culture in these groups, this could be a special group.
Yeah, especially with so many years left for them to gel and mesh together as a franchise. I'm really interested in seeing where the Timberwolves will be in about 3 years, to be honest with you.
All right.
However, for the last game for Pick'em, we're going to talk about the process. The Philadelphia 76ers will be taking on the Washington Wizards in Washington this Wednesday on the 18th. Who do you see coming out with the victorious
As much as I want to pick the process, as much as I want to pick Joel Embiid, I see John Wall coming out and having a show in this game to open the season at home. The Wizards do have a rowdy crowd. DC's got great fans there. They've got a great fan base. John Wall, Bradley Beal come out very motivated. I see the Wizards taking this one, but I see it being closer than what most people would expect.
Definitely. I believe that the Sixers have enough or have the ability to win the game. That Markelle Fultz and John Wall matchup is going to be a sight to see, especially with that being Markelle Fultz's first official NBA game against a perennial all-star in John Wall. That's going to be such an energetic matchup that you're going to tune in to. But, however, I see Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid really being able to take over their front court. I don't believe that the Washington Wizards really have enough front court power to definitely just stop Joel Embiid and even Ben Simmons and even Dario Saric. So with that said, I kind of concede the Philadelphia 76ers winning this regular season matchup against the Washington Wizards.
All right. Well, let's segue preseason MVP predictions. You got you got a bunch of candidates. Who's going to be the most valuable player when the playoffs roll around?
There are a lot of candidates. However, so many candidates are kind of falling away from even being put into that conversation, seeing that the super team era of basketball is emerging. However, I would say I would give it up to 2 people. However, I got one person that I'm definitely going to choose, and that's Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's definitely been the guy who has done everything on the floor for the Milwaukee Bucks, that when it comes to distributing, blocking, perimeter defense, steals, fast break points, and he's even getting better at developing a perimeter shot. With that said, I definitely believe that Giannis Antetokounmpo will be this year's MVP.
When he develops a perimeter shot, he's going to be lethal.
Lethal.
But, however, I've got to agree to disagree with you on this one. I'm going to go with the Claw, with Kawhi Leonard. I'm going to go with this guy, 26 points per game last year, best two-way player in basketball, in my opinion. What is he pulling? Defensive Player of the Year twice?
Yeah.
Or is it once or twice? I don't remember, but this guy is going to come out and he's going to make a statement. If you remember correctly, last year, Game 1, Western Conference Finals, the Spurs were up by 26 points on the Warriors in the third quarter. Kawhi was balling. Was having a coming-out party. He's going to continue that this year. I know he's going to hurt, but Kawhi Leonard's going to be my MVP, and I don't see anyone else winning it. Yeah, you make a good argument for Giannis Antetokounmpo, though.
Yeah, I definitely would have to slim it down to only these 2 names, though. I believe that Russell Westbrook wouldn't repeat, seeing that he's added literally 2 superstars to his team. I don't see LeBron James really making his name into the MVP candidate, or at least seriously being an option to win it this season. But we're just going to have to wait and see, to be honest with you.
We will just have to wait and see. And that wraps it up for this segment. We'll return right here with the Bragging Rights crew.